Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Mimi Dollars Collection. So today we are going to be making this simple trending beaded bag from scratch. But before we dive into the video guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly smash the subscribe button, like and share this video, and please do not forget to turn on your notification bell button so that when I upload a new video, you are going to get notified. So guys, I want you to take note that there are two ways of making this bag. This particular one is the one that has stairs at the side. There is another one that has smooth sides. Okay, this is a customer's orders. If you want us to make the one that has the smooth sides, you can put it in the comment section so that I'm going to make that video for you. So straight up, let us dive into the video. Materials used: we are using our sugar beads or square beads. We are using our fishing line 0.7 and our scissors for cutting. So we are going to start with 4 beads. We are weaving a mat. So we are starting with 4 beads. I'm going to insert all my 4 beads to my fishing line. I'll pick up the last bead and I'm going to cross it over and pull. All right, I'll make sure the ends of my fishing lines are equal so that I don't get to waste my fishing lines. So make sure the ends of your fishing lines are always equal before you pull it down. Okay, so I just pull it down and this is the first ring done. Moving on, we are going to add one on the left, one on the right, and we'll cross with the third bead. So I'm adding one on my left, one on my right, and I'm going to cross with the third bead and I'll pull it down. This is the second ring done. We are going to continue one on the left, one on the right, and then we'll cross with the third bead. So one on the left, one on the right, and then I'm crossing with the third bead and I'm going to pull it down. All right, I'll pull. Make sure you pull your work. All right, so we are counting the side beads. We have 3 lines done or 3 rings done, so we are going to be making up to 20. All right, so here I have 19 rings done. So we are going to make the 20th ring. Okay, this is quite big. So on my right fishing line, I'm adding all my 3 beads. So choose one side of your fishing line, add all your 3 beads, pick up the last bead and cross it over. And make sure you pull. Okay, so your fishing line should be on the side bead and we are going to start the second line, but we are moving our fishing lines to this middle bead here, or to the second bead, sorry. So the back fishing line, I'm going to cross it like this and I'll take it to this second bead. This other fishing line, I'll cross it the same way like this, and then I'll take it to the second bead. So we are moving our fishing lines to the second bead. Okay, so here it is, I've moved my fishing lines to the second bead. We are ignoring the first beads. We'll bead up to the second bead on this side. We are ignoring the last beads, okay, because we want to make a curve. So here we are, our fishing line is in the second bead. On my right fishing line, we are still weaving our mat. I added 3 beads. I'm picking up the last bead and I'm going to cross it over and pull. Make sure you're pulling your work, okay? So as you can see, we are making a curve. My front fishing line would go into the next 1 bead in front. So I'm inserting my front fishing line into the next 1 bead in front. And on the back fishing line, I'll keep adding 2 beads. So this is how we weave our mat. I'll pick up the second bead and I'll cross it over and pull. My front fishing line would go into the next 1 bead in front. into the next one beads, while on the back fishing line we'll keep adding two beads. Okay, and I'm going to weave that all the way down. So right here we are on the second bead on the other side, which is the last bead. So I'm inserting my fishing line into that second bead, and this is where we are going to end. All right, with this same fishing line I inserted, please don't touch the last bead. I'm adding two beads. Okay, now we are making a reverse, we are turning. So the same fishing line I inserted, I added two beads. Okay, and we are going to turn. So I flip it to my right hand, which I'm most comfortable to weave. So these are the two beads I added. Now we are going to make a turn because we are curving. All right, so where the back fishing line is, on that same bead where the back fishing line is, I'm inserting this front fishing line into it, so that both fishing lines will come out from one bead. Okay, can you see that? Voila, we are making our curve. So the fishing line that is on top, we are going to insert it into the second bead because we are ignoring all the first beads. Okay, so I'll insert it into the second bead, whilst the fishing line that is down, watch how I'm going to pass it through to the second bead. Okay, you want to follow the weaving or the matting method and weave. So I'm going to go into the side bead. I'm going into the side bead like so. All right, I'm going to go into this bead that is facing upward. Please follow the lines. Okay, we don't weave it anyhow. I'm going into this bead that is facing upward, and then I'm going to insert it into the second bead, and then both ends of my fishing lines will come out through the second bead. So here we are again, we are on the second bead and we are ignoring the first bead, and then we are going to weave our mat again, starting with 3 beads. Okay, on my back fishing line I'm adding my 3 beads, and then I'm going to cross with the third bead and pull. So I'm crossing with the third bead and pull. My front fishing line would go into, we are still making our curve, we are making a triangle. My front fishing line will go into the next 1 bead in front, and on my back fishing line I'll keep adding two beads till we get to this second bead right here. Okay, leave out the first bead, do not touch the first bead. All right, we'll end at the second bead. So I'm going to weave this the same way. You add 2 beads, cross with the second bead and pull. So I'm just adding my 2 beads. I'll cross with the second bead and pull. Make sure you are pulling, and this is how we make the triangle. So I'm at the second bead on the other side. I'm going to insert it into this second bead right here. I'm just flipping it to my right hand where I am most comfortable to weave. Place on that same fishing line we inserted, this same fishing line, leave out the first bead. I'm adding 2 beads, we are making a turn. I'm going to repeat this turn one more time, then I'll leave you to do the rest. Now where the back fishing line is, on that same bead I'll insert the front fishing line and pull, so that both ends of my fishing line will come out through this bead right here. So we are ignoring the last bead again. I'm going to weave in my fishing lines to the second bead. Okay, so the down fishing line, I'm going into the side bead, into this bead that is facing upward, like so, like that, and then I'm going to go into the second bead. Can you see that? I'm going into the second bead, and then the fishing line that is back, I'm just going to go straight into this second bead, and I'll pull both ends like that. As you can see, we have moved our fishing lines through to the second bead. All right, because that is where we are going to start beading. And I'm going to start with 3 beads and continue with 2 beads, okay? So this is my last turning. I'm going to leave you to do the rest by yourself. I hope this is clear. So I'll pick up the 3rd bead and cross. You can always contact me directly through the number you see on your screen. Okay. So I'm going into the next 1 bead in front. On the back fishing line, I'm going to keep adding my 2 beads till I get to the end. So at the end, we'll end with 2 beads, okay? So you follow the same pattern and we'll repeat same for this side as well, all right? So I'm going to be weaving this off camera, and at the end, because we made 20, we have 2 at the end, okay? If you want a sharper triangle, then you must weave an odd number, 19, 17, 21. But for this project, we are using an even number. So we are going to repeat same for this side as well. We are ignoring the first bead. I'm inserting my fishing line into the second bead. The same thing we did on this side is the same thing we are going to repeat. But this time around, we are going to be leaving out 12 beads for the mouth opening of the bag. Okay, so we are leaving 12 beads for the mouth of the bag. So just beat the same thing. This is it. I follow the same process, and this is what you get. This is the base 2, and the top we have 12 beads. Okay, right now we are going to be weaving the sides to want to form space inside the bag. So this bead that is facing downward, this is where we are going to begin, okay? These ones are the mouth of the bag. So the bead that is facing downward will start from there. And then we are weaving a mat again. I cannot overemphasize on a mat. As you all know, we begin with 3 beads and we continue with 2 beads, okay? So I'm adding my 3 beads. I'm going to pick up the last bead and cross. Guys, I'm sorry for my darker gloves. I know the video is a bit dark. I couldn't get white gloves around. So we are crossing with the 3rd bead, and pull. So our front fishing line is going to go into 1 bead, all right? Make sure you go into 1, and they are not straight, they are curvy. Okay, so make sure, take your time and go through 1 bead whilst you are adding 2 beads on the back fishing line, okay? So I'm just turning, trying to get it right because my phone camera is not the best. So I want to get it right for you. So I'm going into the next 1 bead in front, and on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding our 2 beads. And then we are going to cross with the 2nd bead and pull. Please make sure you pull your work. You want to have a very stiff bag. All right. So this is it. You have the stairs forming as you weave and go. So we are going to end on this bead right here, the bead that is facing downward as well. And we are going to weave 2 times, just a mat, all right? You follow the same matting method. You turn and then you continue to weave. So I've done so twice, and this is how beautiful it looks. You can add it if you want, but 2 times, trust me, is just enough because this bag is a big bag, okay? So we are going to form the back handle, a square back handle. So we are going to start with 4 beads, okay? Just watch. I'm starting with 4 beads. I'm crossing with the 4th bead. Make sure the ends of your fishing lines are equal, and then you pull. We are still weaving a mat. You add 1 on the right, 1 on the left, cross with the 3rd bead. This is what we started from the beginning, okay? So I'm adding 1 on my right, 1 on my left. I'm crossing with the 3rd bead. And I'll pull. I'll add again one on my right, one on my left for the third time. One on my right, one on my left, and then I'm going to cross with the third bead. So you want to make 3 rings. All right. So this is the third ring. Right now we need just 2 beads, okay? Now we are going to add one on the right and one on the left, okay? So I'm going to add one on the right. Sorry about that, guys. One on the right, one on the left, and then we are going to cross it like this. This is it. The first bead we added, this bead right here, we are going to cross our fishing lines through. The left fishing line will go to the right and the right fishing line will go to the left, okay? Like this. Okay, that's the right fishing line. The left fishing line will insert it so that it will go to the opposite direction. Can you see that? And then you pull. So when you pull, you have a ball like this made up of 4 squares all round. So can you see? We are going to develop our handle from here. All right. We are weaving a mat around this square. So we are weaving a mat, the same mat we have been weaving. We are using 8 beads on each square. Okay, please take note. I'll add 3 beads on one side of my fishing line. Any hand you are most comfortable with. I'm going to pick up the last bead and I'll cross it over and pull. My front fishing line, which is the fishing line that is down, I'm going to insert it into the next 1 bead in front on that square. Into the next 1 bead in front on that square. All right, we are weaving around this square like so. And then on the back fishing line, which is the fishing line that is on top, or my left fishing line, I'm going to add 2 beads and then I'll cross it over. Remember, each square takes 8 beads, okay? So this is 5. All right. So my front fishing line, which is my right fishing line or the fishing line that is down, I'm going to insert it into the next square in front. Into the next square in front. Like so. Whilst on the back fishing line, I'm going to add 2 beads, making a total of 7. So I'm adding 2 beads on the back fishing line. And then I'm going to cross with the second bead. I'll pull it out. Now we are going through the last bead on that square. Okay, we have gone through 3 beads. Now this is the last bead on the square. I'm going to go into that bead, the last bead on the square, into this last bead, and into the side bead, the bead that is facing upward, okay? The bead that is facing upward like so. And then we are going to pick 1 bead, okay? And then we'll close this up, making a total of 8 beads on each square. So I'm adding 1 bead and I'll close it up to complete the square. So I'm going to repeat this one more time and I will let you do the rest by yourself. So we are weaving a mat on this square. Please, guys, be patient with my camera. My phone camera is not really the best. Okay, we are using 8 beads. So on my left fishing line, I'm adding 3 beads. I'll add 3 beads. I'll pick up the last bead and I'm going to cross it over. Now the fishing line that is down, okay. Now it's my right fishing line that is down. I'm going to insert it into the next 1 bead on the square, okay. I'm going to insert it into this next 1 bead on the square. And on my left fishing line, which is the back fishing line, I'll add 2 beads. and I'm going to cross with the second bead, and I'll pull. Make sure you pull, guys. This is your back handle. Please make sure you pull. My front fishing line is going into the third bead on that square. I'm going into the third bead on that square. And on the back fishing line, I'll keep adding my 2 beads. I'll add 2 beads. And then I'll cross with the second bead and pull. I'm crossing with the second bead and I'm going to pull. Now we are going into the last bead on that square, into the last bead, and into this bead that is facing upward. All right, I'll pull it out, and our fishing line is in 3 beads. Therefore, we need just 1 bead to complete the square. That is very simple to make. I hope this is helpful. Like I said, my WhatsApp number is on the screen. You can contact me directly, okay? You can send a direct message and I'll be more than willing to help. So we are weaving 8 times, okay? So I've done 8 times. Now we are going to develop it now from the inside. Please watch carefully. After the 8th time, we are weaving it on the inside. The same thing we have been doing on one side of my fishing line. I'll add 3 beads. Please just watch carefully. I'll add 3 beads. Now we are weaving on the inside because we are making a square beaded back handle. I'm going into the next bead on that square, okay? I'm going into the next 1 bead on that square, and on the back fishing line, I'll add my 2 beads. I'm adding my 2 beads, and I'm going to cross with the second bead and pull. I'm going to go into the 3rd bead on that square. Okay, into the 3rd bead on that square. I'm going into the 3rd bead. I'll pull. And on the back fishing line, I'm adding my 2 beads. And I'm going to cross with the second bead. This is just the easiest way to make a square beaded back handle, because the other method is quite confusing, okay? So this is the simplest method I can teach you, the beginner friendly method, okay? So we are going into the last bead on that square. Can you see we are developing the next line from the first line, and then into this bead that is facing upward, like so. And then we'll pick up 1 bead, and then we are going to cross and complete the square. All right. So this line we are going to weave 7 times because the first line is 8. So I'm going to explain further, okay? So this is it. So this is the square. We are going to weave 7 times, okay? We are weaving 7 times. So this is it. When you weave, the first line is 8. The second line will be 7 because they are all connected, like they are joined. So if you count these squares here, you get a total of 8. All right, so the next one we are going to develop it from the inside here. You choose the first square and develop it. We are making the same line as this one. So this is what I've done. So if you count all the squares here, you have 8. You count the squares, all is 8, okay? So when you make the first line 8, the next ones will be 7. And the last one will be 5 because you have square on the left, 1 square on the left, 1 on the right, and we'll join with 1. So I've beaded 5 times. So if you count the first square and the second square here, you will have a total of 7, and then when we join it, it will make 8. So the last square you are beading 5 times. And when you join it right here, you join the mouth to the body like this, like so. You are going to have a total of 8. So just make sure they are matching up and then you join like so. Just watch what I'm doing. I'll pick up one bead and I'm going to cross it over and pull. So I'm joining. Can you see? So my right fishing line will go into the next one bead on this square on the left side. Okay. And the other fishing line will go through the next one bead on the other side. Just make sure they are matching up together properly. Pick up one bead and then you cross it over and pull. All right, so I'm going into the next one bead. So we are using 4 beads to join the square. Okay, we are using 4 beads to join the square. So I'm going into the last beads and I'll pick up the last bead. I'm going to cross it over and pull, but make sure you are connecting all the beads. So I will still insert my front fishing line, my fishing lines into the next one bead in front so that all the squares are connected. Okay, so I'm inserting it into the next one bead in front. Though I am done, I just want to connect everything together. Please make sure you connect all the beads together. And then I'm going to insert my fishing line into the first bead we added. Okay, just to make sure all the beads are connected together. So I'm connecting all of the beads. I'm going to tie just 2 times. Please don't tie more than twice. And then I'll weave in my leftover fishing line, and here we are. We have our square back handle and everything is 8 on all the sides. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now we are going to put it on our back. So it's a square, but when you turn it like this, you are going to get this shape. Okay, what's this shape? Is it diamond or... Okay, pardon me guys, I don't know the shape. So we are going to fix it like this. It's a square, but when you turn it, you have this shape forming 2 triangles together. Right now we'll count. I left 12 beads, so I'm counting 5 on the right, 5 on the left, and then we'll be left with 2 beads in the middle. Or you can trace from the bottom because we have 2 beads on the bottom. So this bead right here, I'm going to trace it downward to where I want my back handle to be, depending on the length of your handle. Okay, so the beads that are facing the triangle, okay, like so. Sorry about that guys, I'm so sorry. So when I've just traced it down and this is where it is, I've inserted my fishing line like so. The first thing you want to do is to weave. Okay, on my back fishing line I'm adding 1 bead. So the first thing you want to do is to position the triangle, okay, on the back before you join the sides. Okay, we are weaving through just 2 beads. So I'm picking up 1 bead and I'm going to cross it over. I'm so sorry about that guys, and I'll pull. We are going to go into the next one beads. Okay, so you want to position your triangle first before weaving the sides. I'm going through the next 1 bead on that straight line. Make sure you trace it well on the body of the bag. I'm going to go into the other bead like so, into the second bead, and this will be the end. Just 2 beads, and we are using 3 beads to join. The fishing line that is on the back handle, please take note, I'm adding my bead there. All right, so that when I tie it, it's going to go under the back handle. Can you see that? Please take note so that you have a neat work at the end. Make sure you tie just twice and pull. Adjust it well and pull, because this is your back handle. You don't want it loose. So I'm tying just twice. I'm going to weave in my leftover fishing line. You can send it to the back side of the back, or you weave it this way. If you can weave it right here, good and fine. If you can't, you can send it inside and weave it inside. Okay, So we are going to join the sides as well. I've positioned it, as you can see, from the bottom. You can trace it all the way to the top, and everything matches up smoothly. All right, you can just trace it from the bottom and save yourself from counting from the top. And this is it. Please make sure you pull your bag handle, and your fishing line should be long enough so that you can weave it into the body of the bag several times. So we are going to join the side, and I'll join one side and I'll leave you to join the other side. Okay, so just trace the first bead that is matching to the bag handle, the beads that are facing downward. I added my fishing line, or I inserted my fishing line. Pick up one bead with that same fishing line, trace the bead on the back handle that matches that position. Okay, with that same fishing line, just trace the bead that matches that same position. All right, we match it, you insert it on the bead, and then you pull it out, and then you are going to pick up one bead and cross. All right, so I'm just adding one bead and I'm crossing it over, and I'm going to pull. Make sure you are pulling, emphasis on pulling. Okay, so we are going into the next one bead downward on that straight line, into the next one bead downward on the body of the bag, into the next one bead downward on the back handle, as well. The fishing line that is on the back handle, please make sure you put your last bead on it. Okay, so that when you tie it, it's going to go under the back handle, and at the end of the day, you'll be having a very neat work. Okay, please ignore the other fishing line. I'm going to be using that to join the bag. So this is what you are going to do on the other side. Okay, so you repeat the same thing for the other side of the bag. Okay, you join it through two beads while you're using three beads to join, and then make sure your fishing line is long enough and weave it back into the body of the bag. So I'm done joining the other side, and this is it. The back handle is so beautiful, so firm, and it's matching down to the bottom of the bag. Right now we are going to join our bag together, both sides together, and this is very simple to make. So my fishing line is in the first bead on one side of the bag. On the back fishing line, I added one bead. With that same fishing line, sorry guys, I'm going through the next one bead on the other side of the bag, and then I'll pick up one bead and cross. Okay, I'll cross it over and pull. Please make sure you're pulling your work. All right, you want to have a very stiff bag. So my right fishing line will go through the next one bead on the right side of the bag, same as the left. Okay, pick up one bead and cross. All right, so my right fishing line is going through the next one bead on my right, like so. My left fishing line is going through the next one bead on the left side of my bag, like so. I'll pick up one bead and cross. Please take note that the shape is not straight, so please, you want to take your time, all right, and do this. So I'll pick up one bead and cross, and this is how we are going to join the bag till the end. My right fishing line into the next one bead on the right side of the bag, the left fishing line into the next one bead on the left side of the bag, and then you pick up one bead, and then you are going to cross it over, and then you pull. This is how to join a beaded bag. Most of our bags, this is how we join them. And when you get to this angle, you're going to turn it, or you flip it over, and then you continue to join it, and then you see the stairs forming so beautifully on the side. Or more, This bag fine. The bag is so beautiful. So I'm going to join and voila, this is our finished project. Guys, what do you think about this bag? Do you like this bag? Please endeavor to support your girl, okay, by liking this video, sharing the video. Please, I need your comments to know if my videos or my tutorials are being helpful to you. Please do not forget to leave your comments, like the video, share the video, okay. So do you like the bag with the chain on it or without the chain on it? So guys, I love you all, and until I see you in my next video, it's bye.